All right, well, good morning, Boston. And thanks, everybody, for joining us today. My name is Jim Lynch, and I'm the Vice President of Product Development here at AutoDesk. And I'm thrilled to see a lot of familiar faces in the crowd. It's great to have you back, Mr. Mayor. You were here with us over a year and a half ago when we announced our move to the Boston area, and we're glad you could join us today. In fact, a celebration today wouldn't be the same without you here, so thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. I also want to welcome our local leaders. We sincerely appreciate you joining us today and supporting our endeavors here in the Seaport. First, I want to thank our elected officials. Representative Nick Collins, he was supposed to make it. I'm not sure I've seen him yet. Councilor Bill Linehan is here. From the state of Massachusetts, we have Helena Fruscio. She's the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Innovation, Entrepreneurship, and Technology. And now from the City of Boston, we have Chief Burrows, who's here somewhere. He's the Head of Economic Development. Thank you, John. We have Lauren Jones. She's the Director of Business Strategy. We have Ed O'Donnell, the Director of Real Estate from the BRA, but I understand the BRA has been rebranded, and I've been told the new branding is Boston Planning and Development Agency. I hope I have that right. So we have Ed O'Donnell here. John Lynch, not related to me, I don't think, is Assistant Director of Real Estate for Boston Planning and Development Agency. We have Sarah Myerson, Director of Planning from the Boston Planning and Development Agency. And we have Rory Kadaya, who I've not seen, but I believe he's here as well. Oh, there he is. Hi, Rory, Startup Manager. I also want to thank the Mayor's advance and press teams who really helped coordinate this event. And a special thank you to the officers of the Boston Police Department who are here with the Mayor. So, I'd also like to recognize some important partners and some Autodesk teams that were instrumental in creating this amazing space that we're in today. First, I'd like to thank our design and construction partners, SGA and Consigli. Thank you to Jeff Tompkins and the team at SGA, the architects who were key in helping us imagine what we see today. I also want to thank Andy Deshane and his construction team at Consigli for transforming our vision into reality. And I also want to thank Matthew Consigli, the president of Consigli, who's joining us today. Matthew, your team was fantastic to work with throughout the process, and we really feel like we have such a strong partnership with your organization. Of course, we've had tremendous support from the IDB's developer, Jamestown. In fact, Josh Wechter of Jamestown is here, and we'll offer a few words a bit later. But I want to offer a very big thank you to Jamestown, our landlord, and more importantly, our partner. And finally, I want to do a shout out for some of the Autodesk team. When you look around the build space, this would not be the place it is today without the blood, sweat, and tears of our corporate real estate team and Rick Rundell and his team. I have to tell you, working with these folks day in and day out is a joy. They're passionate, they're motivated, and I'm proud to be part of that team. Look at what we've all created together. Really great work. Okay, so many of you know who Autodesk is, but some of you may not know who Autodesk is. Let me tell you a little bit about us. You know who we are. If you've ever driven a high-performance sports car, if you've ever admired a towering skyscraper like the Freedom Tower in New York, if you've ever used a smartphone, or if you've ever watched a great film like the latest Star Wars movie, then chances are you know who we are. You've experienced what millions of Autodesk customers are doing with our 3D design and engineering software. In short, Autodesk makes software for people that make things. Putting it more simply, many of us, when we want to find something, go to Google. Many of us, when we want to buy something, we go to Amazon. But if you want to make something, you come to Autodesk. So today, I'm really pleased to announce the launch of the Autodesk Build Space. Building, innovation, learning, and design. That's Build. We brought under one roof a research and development workshop, a startup incubator, and an innovation studio that you see all around you. Here, project teams and research teams from academia, from industry, and our own employees will be able to explore next-generation fabrication techniques to unlock the future of construction. And with some incredible resources like this 34,000 square foot facility, where teams can work with virtually any material used in the construction process, and a wide range of equipment, including 6 industrial robots that you see all around us, and 11 dedicated workshops for wood, metal, composites, 3D printing, laser cutting, and more. Not to mention, above us, a 5-ton bridge crane carrying a very sharp piece of equipment. I've been told that, don't worry. The purpose of this crane is for large fabrication projects and for moving equipment and materials between floors. It is safe. I just keep telling myself that. Bottom line is here you can pretty much make anything with anything. The projects in the build space will explore digital fabrication, the Internet of Things, digital construction, digital automation, robotics, and more. And aside from the R&D workshop that you see here, the build space will also serve as a startup incubator, what we call builders in residence. Autodesk recognizes that the 2 scarcest resources facing startups and project and research teams are, in fact, time and money. So we provide teams a workspace, advanced training, equipment, access to Autodesk employees, and the ability to collaborate and work with industry leaders from around the globe. And it's important to point out that we do this at no cost. And these teams can work in an environment which allows them to succeed or fail and try again, and an environment that is free of commercial pressure. So what's in it for Autodesk? First, we gain a better understanding of how construction customers and the broader business ecosystem will evolve. The software teams upstairs on the 6th floor will develop the next generation tools influenced by the forward-looking work that takes place down here in the build space. And we believe the cutting-edge work down here will be enabled by the great work of the software development organization up on the 6th floor. When I think about the feedback loop, I get very excited. The feedback loop will be extraordinary. Now, when an industry is in transition, like the construction industry certainly is, it means that companies need to hire a different kind of person to help meet the challenges of the future. I'd like to introduce you to one such person. Her name is Allison Scott. Allison works in the Innovative Construction Solutions Group at Skanska, a global leader in construction. Allison is actually based here in Boston. And she's going to tell you a little bit about her role, but I can tell you, first and foremost, her job is to keep tabs on industry trends, but secondly, is to help identify new technologies that may one day help Skanska be more efficient on the construction site and deliver even higher quality projects to their customers. So let's hear what Allison has to say. Allison?
Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for having me. I am truly honored to be standing here with all of you to celebrate Autodesk's new build space, a hallmark to Boston's innovation economy and the maker movement. My name is Allison Scott. I am the Director of Market Strategy for the Innovative Construction Solutions team at Skanska USA Building. As a member of this team, I have the very exciting job of helping our projects to explore and leverage emerging technology so we can work smarter, make our job sites safer, and reduce our impact to the environment. From tools like virtual reality, real-time location systems, robotics, sensors, wearables, gaming, and drones, Skanska is putting the smart job site into practice. As a member of the global construction industry, our purpose is to build for a better society. That means what we do and how we do it contributes to a sustainable future for our people, our customers, and our communities. But in an industry with a legacy of manual processes and analog systems, delivering on that promise is no easy feat. As a result, Skanska has recognized that innovation and technology is core to who we are as a company, that we must invest in new ideas and diverse people in order to stay competitive and deliver on operational excellence. That's also why we need partners like AutoDesk, who are providing spaces like this one for the tinkerers, the makers, the innovators, the hackers, the people at Skanska and others across the industry, so we can come together to test drive new ideas and solve very complex problems. And it's exciting to say we've already begun. Just a few weeks ago, we brought 80 of Skanska's global technology leaders to the build space to explore how the future of making things, including buildings, is changing fast. We visited with a number of the startups, many of whom we're already working with, piloted some of the machines, and are already talking about how to use the space. The possibilities are endless, but the conversations have begun. It comes as no surprise that the construction industry is changing. We are experiencing a fundamental and accelerated shift towards more technology adoption and deeper collaboration. Our workforce is also changing. Our seasoned mentors are retiring, and they laid before us a path to keep pushing the limits. As a daughter of an artist and a software engineer with a bachelor's degree in theater and an MBA in innovation, I never imagined that I would find myself working in construction. But today, I am so grateful for organizations like Skanska and AutoDesk, who are giving the next generation of workers like me the chance to not only witness industry transformation, but to contribute to it. And what better place for that to happen than right here in Boston? Thank you so much.
Thank you, Allison. Extremely inspiring. We're glad to have you with us, and we are excited to get Skanska back here in the build shop space, rolling up your sleeves and discovering what's next. So, I'd like to now introduce Josh Wechter from Jamestown. Jamestown, of course, is our landlord, but more importantly, Jamestown is a partner of Autodesk. When we first saw this amazing structure, a 1.4 million square foot Army depot constructed in 1918, we were mesmerized by its size and beauty. When we met originally with Jamestown, we were impressed with their plans for renovation and their commitment to Boston and the IDB, and their ability to attract innovators and entrepreneurs to this space. From the start, Jamestown has been a terrific partner for us. They've been responsive, proactive in turning the IDB into a world-class innovation platform. I'm confident we've got a long future together right here in the Seaport Innovation District. Thank you, Josh, for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Jim, for those kind words. It's great to be here today. As Jim said, my name is Josh Wechter. I'm the Chief Investment Officer at Jamestown. When we took over the Innovation and Design building in 2013, we committed to enhancing the facility and fostering a thriving innovation community. Since then, we've been renovating this historic, almost 100-year-old building to make sure that it keeps pace with the innovation that's happening within its walls. It's humbling, and it's really great to be here today and see this community of creative thinkers, tinkerers, designers, innovators, makers, all collaborating under one roof. We are proud at IDB and at Jamestown to work with our community and stay true to this building's roots as a hub for design and innovation. Of course, we wouldn't be here today without the incredible support of Mayor Marty Walsh and his administration. Their support of the Seaport Innovation District and commitment to making Boston a stronger city have been part of the fundamental progress that we've seen over here. And I think what better way to exemplify that progress than working with a great tenant like Autodesk. With Autodesk, Jamestown has found a partner who has both a terrific track record and is always looking forward to the next generation of technology and innovation. The build space brings together Autodesk's experience developing cutting-edge design software, the manufacturing tradition of the IDB and the Boston Marine Industrial Park, and the community of startups and entrepreneurs that call the IDB home. So we're excited to start this journey with you. Look forward to seeing everything that the build space can do for Boston and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. So hopefully now you have a better understanding of what the build space is. So over the last year, many have asked me, so why Boston? Why did you move from the suburbs to Boston? AutoDesk is a $2.5 billion company. We have 8,000 employees across the globe. We could have gone anywhere, but we really wanted to be in the heart of one of the country's most innovative entrepreneurial cities, with vibrant startups, the world's best universities and colleges, and a superb talent pool. And we needed a facility robust enough to house the Autodesk build space that would become what we see here today, a world-class innovation R&D workshop. The location was clear, right here in Boston. And the mayor supported our move from the suburbs a year and a half ago, and we're thrilled that he is back with us today to launch this new amazing space. Mayor Walsh fully supports and is committed to developing a spirit and culture of technology innovation and economic growth for everyone. So it makes sense that Mayor Walsh's leadership is a big part of the reason why the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation recognized Boston as best positioned to lead the digital economy, ranking over cities like the Bay Area, Denver, Austin, and LA. Autodesk wants to be part of Mayor Walsh's vision. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for your continued support, and welcome to Autodesk.
Thank you, Jim. Jim, I want to thank you and everyone from Autodesk and from Jamestown. Thank you. From Skanska, everyone that's here today, thank you very much. I do want to give a shout out again to City Councilor Bill Linehan, whose district this is, who was instrumental in making sure that we continue to bring innovation to the South Boston waterfront. Thank you, Billy. We're joined by, I think I see him down the back, Brian Golden, the director of the Boston Planning and Development Agency, formerly known as the BRA. Thank you, Brian, for being here, and John Barros and Lauren, who do some incredible work. And I want to thank all of you that are here, the startups, the companies, the industry leaders. I'm looking around, I see so many people that I've known for a long time in here, but also a lot of new faces, so welcome. This is exciting for the city. As was said earlier, last year we welcomed Autodesk to the city of Boston, and this year we're cutting the ribbon. The true story behind the ribbon is we couldn't find a pair of scissors, so we set up a skill saw here to cut the ribbon in a few minutes, so very excited about that. My first of a kind that we're doing here today, which we'll do in a few minutes, but bringing this company to the waterfront helps us change the entire ecosystem here in the city of Boston, having Autodesk here. And I don't have to go into talk about the innovative designs and all the stuff that's happening. We all know that already. And we're at a unique period of time as a country, and particularly Boston as a city. And what Autodesk coming here does continues to send a strong message around the world that we're open for business. We're open for business in the sense of our educational system, and in Boston we have 25 college universities. In the greater Boston area we have 75 college universities. There's tremendous strength there in education. This week in the city of Boston we have 6,000 kids that's focusing on STEM, really doing a deep dive on STEM. It's something that I was asked a question last night at Verizon, had a roundtable discussion for the top executives, and they said, what's the biggest challenge for the future in our city? Because they were talking about companies like this Autodesk and GE and other companies coming to our city. And I said, really making sure that we have the ability for everybody, every young person in Boston to have the ability to be successful. What I mean by that is a lot of folks many of you have come from other cities and other states. You come to Boston, you go to college here, you fall in love with the place, you graduate, you hook on with a firm, or you try something innovatively, and you stay in the city of Boston. We also have a base of young people that live in the city of Boston in our neighborhoods of Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan. And it's important for us as we continue to move forward here that we put our young people on a pathway to college or a pathway to success. STEM is that way. STEM is the opportunity for us to be able to be innovative throughout the entire city of Boston in so many different ways. And that's what's exciting about today. When Jim spoke about Boston being ranked the #1 city of innovation by the 1776 Fund in the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, it's something that myself and John Barros wake up every single day, and Brian Golden and Lauren, And we think about, because when I first got elected mayor and we first created the Office of Economic Development, people said, well, you know, you're not going to be able to compete with Silicon Valley and San Francisco, so just find your niche and be happy with where you are. And we weren't happy with that. And our niche isn't to be second. Our niche in Boston is to be first. First in every single aspect that we can be first in. And technology and innovation is something that there's no question. We've led the world before in that. We lead the world in medicine. We lead the world in all kinds of different innovation technology. And there's no reason why we don't continue to lead the world. Which brings us here to be excited about this. Some of you are the first tenants here. I want to congratulate you and wish you luck. I had a chance to walk around, and I think it's important that you as tenants will have an opportunity to foster relationships and collaborate, something that will help your firms grow as you continue to grow in this space. We're also looking at AutoDesk coming to the South Boston Waterfront and continuing the innovation growth. And if you look around the city of Boston, I actually had breakfast this morning, and I was telling somebody where I was coming, and the person said, I didn't know that. I didn't know AutoDesk was over there. I'm like, absolutely. And really, AutoDesk is in Boston? I'm like, yes. I'm thinking, I don't know how they missed it, but they'll know after today. But it really has, this area, when you think about this area that we're in today, I didn't realize this building was built in 1819? 1918. So we're heading on 100 years of this building. It was built for one purpose. At the time, it was innovative. 100 years later, it's being reused for a different purpose. It's an idea that's being innovative. When you look at the entire waterfront and you go from spot to spot, yeah, we have people living down on the waterfront and we do have retail shops and things like that, but we also have a lot of innovation. Not too far from here, we have a company, Canistraro, that's going to do innovative ways of how do they deliver contracting and construction. You're doing that in here as well. You look around, I worked on the fish pier in 1988. I was a laborer on the World Trade Center when they were first doing it all over to what it is today. There was nothing here at that point. There was innovation going on the waterfront with fishing, but really this area has been transformed so many times, and it constantly is. It's about education and innovation and staying ahead of whatever industry at that particular time. So it's exciting to be here again today to help AutoDesk launch this great program in this great space. What Autodesk does goes beyond this neighborhood. As you heard earlier about all the different companies that Autodesk has touched upon and different areas Autodesk has done, when you walk around here, you get a chance. Those of you that aren't going to work here, those of you that are here today because you're an investor, I want to thank you. Those of you here today just because you're a neighbor, thank you for being here as well. Some incredible opportunities are going to be presented here. State-of-the-art software, state-of-the-art equipment, just having all kind of a one-stop shop for everything is important for us. So I'm going to end because I'm rambling right now. I want to thank Autodesk. In case you don't know, I am extremely honored to have Autodesk in the city of Boston. As Jim said and was said before, this company, this space could have gone anywhere in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. It could have gone anywhere in the country, quite honestly. They chose Boston. They chose Boston mainly because of a lot of bright, talented people that are here today. You might have a bench upstairs or a work area upstairs, and you might not sure what you're talking about and what you're trying to do is going to work. Autodesk is here for you, and you're here because of them. So I want to thank you very much. I'm honored to have Autodesk here in the city of Boston, and now it's my great honor and pleasure to get rid of this podium, bring the ribbon down, bring the saw down, and we're going to cut some ribbon. Thank you, sir. I've had a virtual groundbreaking, and now a skill saw cutting the ribbon.
Signs of progress.
Yeah, I guess. Look at all the people taking pictures of skill saws. That's pretty hilarious. Table saw, actually, without the table. Oh, look at that. Okay. I like it.
Awesome.